Let's study what are the losses which we have suffered in the biodiversity. We all know that biodiversity plays a very important role in the ecosystem functioning, and also they are providing many services like nutrients, water cycling, soil formation, and different pollinations of plant, regulation of climate. There are many aspects which is provided, which is beneficial to our environment by the biodiversity. It is also very important part in our human nutrition. Why? Because we depend upon food. For food production, biodiversity plays a very important role. It also ensures that there is sustainable productivity which we get from the soil. All the crops are properly nourished. All these things, they comes under this category. But there is a growing concern about the health and the consequences which we are getting due to biodiversity loss and changes in the biodiversity. This concern has a direct impact on the health of the human beings, because the ecosystem services are not longer adequate to meet the daily needs. Due to overpopulation also, we are not able to meet with our regular needs. Due to this, what is happening indirectly, there are changes in the ecosystem services, which is affecting the livelihood, which is affecting the income. Due to this, there are local migrations, because the people who are staying near farm area, village area, if they are not getting proper options, proper farming options also, or proper food options, what choice is left for them? They are just having one choice, migration. And even if there are political conflicts, who all are suffering? All these are interrelated to each other. Biological changes, economical changes will be there due to environmental changes. If economical changes will be there, political conflicts will be there, and these political conflicts will have a negative impact on whom? On the daily residing people over there. They have what option they will be get at last? Migration will only be the option. So all these are different concerns which plays a very important role. And the main cause, I already told, it is the human influence on the ecosystem. Humans are deeply altering the environment. They have modified the territory. They have exploited different species directly, like hunting. When the fishes are breeding, you all know there's a season when you should not do hunting for the fishes, but people, they specifically go and do hunting due on that particular time only. So this is affecting the time which fishes are getting to develop. If you are hunting at that particular time, where how there will be the production? So this will have the negative impact on the environment. Yes or no? Hunting is also prohibited, but then too people are hunting, and even hunting of the species those who are on the verge of extinction is still being performed. Then this will lead to extinctions only. This will have a negative effect on the environment. Even they are changing the biochemical cycles, and also transferring of species is also being done. Means particular species who can grow and nurture in, suppose in a particular environment, they are being transferred from that environment to a all new environment. So how the survival will be possible? These things are, you can say, human causes only, which has a very negative impact on the environment. And after this, what we will suffer losses only. You all know that the current rate of the global diversity loss, I am not talking about extinction, I am just talking about diversity loss. It is 100 to 1000 times higher. It means that the species which existed in the past and they are extinct now, okay, the species which were existing in the past, who does not exist now, even their extinction rate was slow. What we humans are doing to the environment is having a very negative impact, and due to this negative impact, the biological loss is there, that is 1000 times higher. So you can imagine the difference. Due to this, the richness which the species were having is also lost. And who is suffering? We are only suffering. So this was what you can say biological diversity all about. The next part now which we will be studying is the biodiversity assessment initiatives in India. Means what assessment or what initiatives were taken by India. So they first established a policy called as National Biodiversity Action Plan 2008. This policy was established in 2008. It is having 12 action points and all those action points were considered. The first one is the strengthening and integration of in situ, on farm and ex situ conservation. I have already explained what in situ is. In situ means taking care of the habitat on their original place only. Over here, certain measures were taken place so that the wild animals were safe and secure. So over there, establishment was done for self-sustaining monitoring system, then overseeing the activities. All the activities of the wildlife were taken care of. Then minimum, also one thing which was also taken into consideration was there should be less man and animal conflicts so that the animals can live peacefully. Also promoting the villagers for relocating so that the habitats were not disturbed. All these points were included in situ conservation. Now on farm conservation means what? Over here, one thing was made sure that a mutual link is created between in situ, on farm and ex situ conservation. Okay, here different measures were taken place. Then on farm, different species, breed and their fodder, their livestock were conserved, and so that it is used by the local communities and the development of this species was good. Ex situ conservation, we know what happens in ex situ conservation. External environment is created. This is a kind of how virtual environments are there. Same way, it is an environment which is created for the animals so that they can live over there. These are those animals who are rare or on the verge of extinction. They are taken care over there very properly. Breeding is done. Then they took care that a proper network was developed between botanical gardens so that a central authority is established. All the activities were measured by the central authorities, that whatever different places, different botanic gardens are there, for their better management, these central authorities were established. Then basic research were done that proper care is being taken of or not. Then second one is the augmentation of natural resources base and its sustainable utilization. Now we have studied natural resources and everything, but certain measures should be taken place for sustainable utilization. Over here, how it can be done? By promoting the sustainable use of biodiversity. How in the sectors of agriculture, animal husbandry, forestry, apiculture, sericulture, all these places, sustainable use of the biodiversity of the resources was promoted. Then also they were promoting best practices on how traditionally use the biodiversity, how device mechanisms are working, and they were also giving training to the local communities so that they can use these devices for proper management. They can use these devices, so they will learn how to use the resources with the help of these devices efficiently. Then they were building a database which were ensuring that these local communities were using the resources sustainably. Your promotion was done, you can say, ensuring inter and intra-generational equity. This was the next point. In this, what they did, they make sure that all the interactivities and all the activities which are going outside, means the urban areas, the rural areas, the in situ, ex situ and on farm, all these generations or all these areas, they were working together they were working in a link, or they were working in a proper communication, so that promotion is done very properly and an eco-friendly environment was maintained. The next point was regulation of introduction of invasive alien species and their management. Now, I have already mentioned in one of the video lectures that still there are many species which were available, which exist in India, but we don't know what kind of species were they. So when this type of species were found out, what they were doing, they were trying to introduce and making research on what kind of species were there, and when these species were found, they were quarantined, so that they were quarantined, and also this idea was spread across the neighboring areas, so that they will be well aware of a new species which were found. Then a national database was also created where all these alien species were reported, so that they will come into recognition that new species has been found. Proper funding was done, so that when the research was carried out on managing this species, it would become easy. So this point was included in invasive alien species. The next one was assessment of vulnerability and adaptation to climate change and desertification. Over here, what they did, if any environment is vulnerable or a threat related environment like hotspot, they proper assessment was done over there, so that the natural habitat they can adapt the environment. And if a land was on the verge of desertification, proper care was taken of that land also. So key sectors of the countries, they were identifying the key sectors of the countries which were vulnerable to climate change and what impact they were having on the water resources, agriculture, health, coastal areas and forest. They were also promoting the research to develop methodologies for tracking the changes and assessing the impact of the climate change. What impact was there on the glaciers, river flows and biodiversity of these vulnerable areas. This was the point. The other point was identifying the important gap in the knowledge that limit the national ability to develop and implement the climate change adaptation strategies for species and the ecological processes and functions. Over here, they were adapting knowledge. They were seeing where gaps are there for these vulnerable countries, why they are not properly able to develop and implement the changes in the climate, or why they are not using different strategies. All this was done in this point. The next point was integration to biodiversity concerns in economic and social development. Now, in this, what they did, they were very concerned of the biodiversity issues, so they integrated these issues at different sectors like industry, infrastructure, power, mining, and also they were promoting clean technologies. In order to improve the biodiversity, advertisements were done in different sectors. The next point was pollution impact. Over here, certain measures were taken to find out which areas were more prone to pollution. What they did, they minimize and eliminate the activities which led to the loss of biodiversity due to point and non-point sources of the pollution, and also they were promoting development of the clean technologies. The next point is development and integration of biodiversity databases. Over here, different databases were maintained in order to keep the track of the biodiversity. Surveys were done, inventory activities were authorized, they were checked. It also involved the local people so that they can verify unexplored areas where you can find different types of certain species. For that, they were involving local people also, so that local people might come in contact of a new species, and that will be added in the inventory. Then regular surveys were conducted to monitor the changes in the population of the target species. Whatever species were available, they were conducting surveys so that they can monitor changes. What is the current population of the particular species using different technique. They created a list of species of flora and fauna. Species of flora fauna means a species of plants and animals. They created a list so that a track will be maintained, and they use different criterias. They accepted these criterias by learning international formats. So this was the point of development and integration of biodiversity databases. The other point is strengthening implementation of policy, legislative and administrative measures for biodiversity conservation and management. 46. Over here they did a survey. In this point, what they basically did, they enabled policies in order to prevent the transfer of the prime agricultural land to non-agricultural purposes, and also promoting the sustainability of the agricultural land. It means they were checking policies so that the agricultural land were not transferred for non-agricultural purposes. Then effective actions should take place at the central, state and local levels in order to implement provisions under Biological Diversity Act. If any issues were there, this action should take place at all the levels. Means all these levels, they should work effectively. That care was also taken place. The next point was building of national capacities for biodiversity conservation and appropriate use of technologies. This point, it included outsource research and promoting the joint ventures on key conservation issues. Then promoting the application of biotechnology tools for endangered species, developing a DNA probe based technology for tracking of the species. Then supporting pilot studies on the use of biotechnology tools for conservation wherever it is appropriate. All these points were included in building of national capacities for biodiversity conservation and appropriate use of technology. Point number 11 is valuation of goods and services provided by biodiversity and use of economic instruments in decision making processes. Over here, valuation models were adopted at national level, state level, local level. Then supporting of the project and studies aimed at validating methods for bioresources, identifying the key factors and indicators to assess the effectiveness of the valuation methods, models. All these things were taken as guidelines, and they were monitoring the economic projects. Then mobilizing the additional resources based on project formulation for biodiversity conservations. Over here, the last point was international cooperations. In international cooperations, what they did, they strengthened the global cooperation, especially with UN agencies and other international bodies on issues related to biodiversity. They promoted regional cooperation for effective implementation of different strategies, again for the conservation of biodiversity. So basically friendly relations were maintained with the neighboring countries. Then developing the projects for accessing funds for conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity from external sources were done. Promoting the technology transfer and scientific cooperation towards conservation of biological resources, their sustainable use, and also after using, sharing of the benefits with other was also a main aim. So these were the 12 points, and what processes they have done in these points, I have just gone through with that. Okay.